Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Thanksgiving, November 28th, 2024, Thursday morning, 9:22 a.m., and I am looking at the transits. I wanted to just give a little message because I think it's pretty funny and ironic, the transits that we're having today. So, for those of you that are in the United States or celebrating Thanksgiving, this morning, a lot of people are getting up and focusing on which gate 9, the sun's transit, is focus, the gate of focus, the taming power of the small. Look at the line name for line 2 and think about it in the context of Thanksgiving. Misery loves company. Oh my God. Because how many people on Thanksgiving are either having company come over or being somebody's company? And how much misery is usually associated with Thanksgiving. I mean, I cannot tell you. It's actually one of my favorite holidays. All the, controversy about whether or not it should be even celebrated aside, I actually have always really liked Thanksgiving, because, well, for one thing, I really love the meal. Actually, the turkey, trigger warning vegans, the butter, like the amount of starches that are on the table, the green bean casserole I love. You definitely need to make it with canned green beans. I hate fresh green beans as a substitute. But anyway, the point is I really enjoy the meal, and I'm a person that doesn't mind cooking, so I actually like to cook the Thanksgiving dinner. Now, this whole thing about collaborating is another thing that is really misery loves company, focus, the taming power of the small. Pluto is exalted here. Collaboration with others to temper frustration. The power to collaborate with others in focusing. I've had some amazing Thanksgiving team effort dinners. For as a matter of fact, 20 years ago, Thanksgiving was one of the best Thanksgivings in my life. One of the best memories of Thanksgiving of collaboration. I was pregnant, very, very pregnant. I actually went into labor that night with my first baby, Gus. And so Thanksgiving Day, I hosted a dinner at my house, really, 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 really pregnant. And my mother and my best friend, Lula May, helped me cook the dinner. She was staying with me, had come to stay with me because she was going to be my birth doula and postpartum doula, and she did. But so she was there for Thanksgiving. And it was an amazing, amazing dinner. Like, we had fun. Like, I remember it being really, my mom probably was stressed out, but I remember it being really enjoyable. I hear some non-enjoyable is some going on in the house. I'm on the porch. All right. Yeah, like, the ability to collaborate with others can either increase frustration or decrease frustration, depending on, company can either increase misery load or decrease misery load. If you're miserable, sometimes a helping hand is actually what you need. This saying, misery loves company, is always kind of like, I'm not sure exactly how people mean it when they say it, because I could see it being taken more ways than one. So, like, misery loves company is often said as like kind of like a diss to a miserable person when they're trying to make somebody else miserable as well. It's like like people that are miserable don't like necessarily to see other people really happy. There's that side of certain miserable people. And so misery loves company. Like, one way people have taken it, and that I've heard it, is that it's like, you don't want to be alone in your misery, so you want to bring somebody else down there with you. Well, okay, that's true, and I know those types, and I've experienced that myself. I've been that person, whatever. Now, there's another side of it that I also experience a lot, which is when I'm in deep misery, I want to be around somebody who isn't, so that I get elevated to their level. So it really is a matter of who has the strongest energetic magnet. Is it the miserable person, or is it the person that isn't miserable? And just because you're miserable doesn't mean you're weak. You could be a real strong miserable person and just radiate that misery and focus on creating misery wherever you go and be successful. Or you could be like a really powerfully, what's the opposite of miserable person? Happy, joyful. And it doesn't matter when you encounter a miserable person. Well, it matters, but what happens is, instead of them making you miserable, you help to really alleviate the misery that they're experiencing. So today, whoever you encounter, yourself and in others, whenever you encounter misery, let's say, in yourself and others, try to see it as a temporary state that can be alleviated by having the right kind of connection with somebody who, or an attitude of non-misery. Like, you can focus on that. Maybe see, focus being the gate of focus, this is a powerful gate. I used to underestimate this gate, meaning that I didn't really give it too much thought, and I was like, but it's really cool. The more that I've really meditated on this time of going through the transits, this is my second time of going through the wheel. And so now it's like I'm re-listening to things that I've heard in the past, and I'm hearing new things about the gates. I'm rereading information that I've already read before and seeing new things. So this Gene Keys gate, Gene Key 9, Richard Rudd audio on this was really good, and I highly recommend it if you're interested in more deets on this gate that we're having. Just want to real quick, before my battery dies and this recording stops, show what the earth is in today, which is the gate of skills. The line name is the Cynic. Oh man, there's going to be some spicy dinners tonight, and I'm not talking about the food. Traditionally, Thanksgiving is a pretty bland meal, but with these gates, it's the dinner itself may be attended by some spicy behavior. All right, this is the other thing that I saw. The game player, Preponderance of the Great Blaze of Glory, 28.6. Now, this creates a full channel struggle for me because my personality, Earth, is in 38.6. And I'm always a little bit nervous about this, so I'll show you here my chart so you can see. Since I'm the 38.6 here, I've got the full channel struggle activated right now because of the transiting moon. So it'll be gone soon, out of this position. And when it moves on, the moon's in Scorpio. Scorpio astrologically is not considered like the most comfortable placement for the moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus, and it's in fall in Scorpio. So fall is a really interesting term. It's a type of essential dignity, and it refers to like when a planet is in a sign. That's what it means, basically. Like, what does it function like differently in different signs? The dignity shows that. So we have the essential dignity of the moon in Scorpio is in fall, which is, exalted is like lifted up, and in fall is needs a helping hand up, basically. So one of the things about planets that are like, also the moon is in Scorpio, is in a water sign, so it has also another type of dignity, which is triplicity rulership. And rulership in triplicity in water, it's Venus, Mars, and the moon all have. So anytime you have Venus, Mars, or the moon in a water sign, or an earth sign for that matter, there's triplicity rulerships. So it means that even though there might be other things going on, like being in fall or whatever, there's a helpful aspect from your friends and the people that you know in triplicity. Weird, right? Because one of the definitions of triplicity is like a certain kind of luck. It's a mixed bag luck that is very much associated with the earth plane. And I'll get more into that possibly at another time, but this recording's already gone off the rails. So try your best not to do that yourself. Going off the rails is what I mean today. And try to do as much enjoyment of your company as possible, even if they are being like miserable shits. Try to be as compassionate as Richard Rudd would encourage you to be. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.